So we're joined here with Bishop William E. Gaines. This is your radio hosting guide, Deacon Donaldo Michelle. I'm not in the scene, but the camera is fixed steadfastly on Bishop Gaines. So it's an informal interview. This will be seen on YouTube. It'll also be on our MySpace page. You can contact us at the church. And we'll get you a copy of this if you need to. Bishop Gaines, it's so good to see you again. I know that people don't see me, but they hear me. They know my voice. You've heard us on WDJZ and Bridgeport. This may not be on the radio then, but it may be, so listen out. This is William E. Gaines. We're here live in Baltimore, Maryland. This is Walbrook Avenue. Walbrook Avenue. This church has such a way back legacy going back to Rashi Grant and Louis L.C. Grant. So now we have here Bishop William E. Gaines, Jr., presiding bishop of the United Brethren for Christ. Bishop Riley is outside the door. You'll see some still shots, but I want you to really hear some words of wisdom and words from the heart of Bishop Gaines. First, give us some background about United Brethren.
Well, this particular building that I'm in now, my mother brought me here at the age of 2. She met my father, Deacon Dean, and he was a member here. And we came here. I was saved here in 1961. Wow. Gave my life to the Lord in 1961. And then also sitting in the sanctuary in the back of this church, I was also called to the ministry. Around at the age of 12, I met my sweetheart, Mary, and she came to the doors. The Holy Spirit spoke to me and said, "It's going to be your wife." And at the age of 18, we married. I began the United Brethren for Christ Ministries in 1972. We opened our first mission in 1975 at 2112 McCullough Street.
How far is that from here, where we are now?
That's located maybe about 2 miles. About 2 miles from here, going straight down North Avenue. Once you cross the main street of Pennsylvania Avenue, you've got about 2 blocks, and then we're there in McCullough.
For those of us who are a little familiar with Baltimore, because I remember years ago, we would have a Founders Day church, and the church we would meet at, it's off of Gwynn Falls. You make a right, go in the block, and it'd be a big church. At the end of that block, it'd be a big parking lot. Bishop Sharp would preach every year. Do you remember that service? This is going way back. If you go up Gwynn Falls.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about where
the old church used to be.
Denison. Denison.
Yeah.
Denison. Yes.
Give us some geographical location as to where this church is in relation to where that church is.
Okay. Now, Denison and Mondawmin is right off of Gwynns Falls Park, which would bring you, coming from there, you would come down Gwynns Falls Park, you would have Mondawmin Shopping Center on your left, and Douglas High School on your right.
We passed on the way in.
That corner, it would be Pulaski Street. You make a right down Pulaski, going down about 3 to 4 blocks, coming to Walbrook, make on the left, coming down 2 blocks, be right there.
Okay. In terms of where Trinity is, how far are we from where that location is?
Trinity is at Rogers, Liberty Heights. Coming down from Trinity, making a left, coming into the city on Liberty Heights, coming all the way down. A good landmark would be Mondawmin Shopping Center. Okay. At that point, you're coming down Liberty Heights, and you turns into Reisterstown Road. You're being right on Monroe Street. Next landmark would be Shiloh Baptist Church, sitting to your right, which is at Clifton and Monroe. The next block up is Walbrook. Make a right, come up right there. Okay,
all right. I just wanted to give some of you an idea of where we were in terms of churches that you have been more recently. Many of you haven't been to this church. I remember being here a couple of years ago. I remember being here, and on our way in, I was able to recognize some landmarks that I said, "Oh, I know exactly where we're going." Yeah. Some thoughts from you, Bishop, concerning Bishop Riley and Holy Trinity's merger with United Brethren under your presidingship?
Well, first of all, Bishop Riley and I have known each other all his life, because I'm a little older.
Just a little older.
Yeah, just a little older. I see Bishop Raleigh. I mean, about 4 years older.
Okay.
So we've known each other all his life. We grew up in this church together.
This church?
Yeah, this church. We grew up together under the administration leadership of Bishop Rossi Cleveland Grant. Mm-hmm. Bishop L.C. Grant was his son and served under him until Trinity was established under Bishop L.C. Grant. Bishop Raleigh and many of the young people went with Bishop L.C. Grant to do the ministry. I stayed here with his father, Mary and I, and we continued here with him. Bishop Raleigh, of course, went with Bishop Grant there to Connecticut, and of course he inherited that. And we stayed good friends. Oh, it's been a beautiful relationship. But something happened. I was asking the Lord, what would happen if I'm away and can't get back? Who could I trust my church in the hands of? Mm-hmm. And the Lord never gave me an answer. I stood up one Sunday morning and I said to the church, just talking, get ready for my message. And out of my mouth came, if anything happens to me, Bishop Raleigh is the man. And that was truly from God. Bishop Raleigh heard that, and little did I know that he was seeking his heart a move for God. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I received a call from him that God spoke to him that he was to come under the United Brethren. Mm-hmm. And thus we began our relationship in the churches.
How have some of the members of United Brethren here with you received the idea of having a sister church in Bridgeport, Connecticut?
The best I can relate to it is a little boy who'd been asking his mom and dad for a brother or sister, and found out one day that mom was pregnant.
Wow.
And was happy when he came home with the baby.
Wow. What an analogy.
Yeah.
Discuss for me now some of the churches we have abroad. I know we have some, I don't know exactly, I know there were some overseas, other countries. Mm-hmm. Discuss how some of those churches come into play for us.
Well, I was doing work at the Apostolic Faith Church of God in corporate Washington, D.C. Convention. Bishop G.B. White, which was the succeeding bishop from Bishop Grant. And he took sick. I went there to work with that church. One of the men in that church, Brother William Drew, worked for the State Department. Mm-hmm. He went to Ivory Coast for the State Department. He sought for a church to fellowship with while he was there.